them come. This is their fate.
All right, all right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I'm your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. We got more stuff to talk about, more topics, and as usual, we got a pretty nice lineup, so we got some stuff to say. Thanks for tuning in as always. But before we start, as usual, Jalen, Josh, update the people on where you at, how you doing, what was the Thanksgiving like, and if you don't celebrate that, what was the Thursday like last time?
Mm-hmm. What was that? Nondescript holiday? No,
Yeah,
it was
nondescript.
yeah, for me it was actually pretty chill. We didn't travel or anything because I don't know, because I'm a couple states away from my family, and if I don't plan ahead of time, it's kind of like it is worth it to travel, but it's a lot more stressful. So we just decided to stick around here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. It's it's getting colder, but we were able to like chill, have a good dinner, here in a warm house. Um, yeah. What about you, Jalen? You've been around the country the last couple of days.
Me around the world in 80 days or 90 days or whatever they be saying at that movie called. But anywho, no, it was cool, man. My stuff was pretty smooth. Me and my two brothers, and then me and my two brothers and my nephew, we all had went to visit my mom over like in like DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We had a good Thanksgiving over there. I ain't somebody that cook. Like if you ever come to my crib, it's bare bone eats here. But y'all better ask about my sweet potato. I was in the kitchen, like, Chef Boyd RD. I'm in that mother throwing down. I'm like, okay. I'm over here getting my mom tips on sweet potato. I'm like, hold on, that might be too much water. That might be too much water. I make these like just trust the process. The boys came out glistening and stuff. I'm like, man, these sweet potatoes kind of cold. Like, I'm like, man, how they taste? I'm like, hey, them just cold. So. Yeah, man, but it was cool, man. Our nephew was there. He's begging me to play Apex. I'm like, let me play the game too, man. Like, I ain't, you've been playing Roblox all day. Can I play the game?
You got some games on your phone. That's what he's on
Man, bugging me, man. But I love little dude. But yeah, everything was good, man. And then my holidays, kind of got a little bit, I ain't gonna say trash, got a little bit costly.
What you mean,
with somebody wanting me to buy something, but I'm gonna say that for a little bit later on.
Oh my god, whatever. But yeah, everything was good. We all got blessed this past holiday. My birthday fall around that time, so it was pretty smooth. I mean, I didn't really do nothing for my birthday outside of get some cake from my wife made me a cake. That was about it. So and yeah, I ain't really want nothing for my birthday this year. I just kind of took in the fact that I bought a property, so that was pretty much just chill, refresh, and get back to it. But the holidays was nice. Actually, the wife still cooked, and she made a pretty good meal. Like, it wasn't pretty good; it was really good. But all I did was mash the potatoes, but I helped. I helped in some way, shape, or form. And I did the cleanup, so I cleaned all the dishes, but that was about it. But we had some yams, we had the mac and cheese, we had the turkey, we had dressing, we had cranberry sauce, mashed
Y'all,
potatoes.
y'all
Uh,
came a long way from those Friendsgivings we used to have.
Damn.
Oh yeah. I remember those. I remember, I remember those. That was interesting times.
Struggle plates.
When our friend who joined the Navy went cooking the chicken all the way.
Man, not cooking the chicken all the way. Yeah,
Man, yeah, pink
that was a
chicken.
little tough. I remember when we was barbecuing, And man, ain't nobody know how to start a fire. But that boy look at her. Then when they finally got it going, that boy was too hot. So that boy came out burnt. I was like, man. So yeah, we need a good uncle to come through for that one, but with the slides on. But we ain't had nobody but ourselves, so we made it work. But nah, it's definitely came a long way. But Karina always knew how to cook. She just, I don't know. She definitely got a lot better at just time wise, because she used to take a long time. So, and she did it over a couple of days, so she didn't stress herself out, and it came out good. So that's what we did. And I ain't really buy nothing for Black Friday. Did y'all buy anything for Black Friday?
No, I ain't buy nothing.
Yeah, I ain't really buy nothing either. I mean, I bought
I ain't buy no
2 games. Yeah, I bought like 2 games, but that was about it. I ain't really buy anything else. One of the topics that I did want to talk about, which is interesting, because if you guys listening to this, you might be able to still get it. It's like a Black Friday sale going on for Google Stadia, which we're gonna talk about a little bit later too. But overall, holiday was nice, chill. Did not go see the family, but we FaceTime and we had a conversation. It was good times anyway. But moving forward, because now we got that real interesting dude. That's how we really got blessed this week. Why don't you go ahead and talk about it, Jalen? Go ahead and talk about it, man. We've been on this journey for a year now, man. We've been on this journey for a long goddamn time. That's a good goddamn time, ain't it?
Nah, we went on this journey long enough.
Man, it was a long journey. This is a long journey. This is like a whole story. This is like a breakdown.
He was tired of sitting out the conversations. He was like, man, I gotta get in there and see what I'm missing.
Nah. hey, Josh and his mom, like, I'ma just, all right, so look, man, check it out. So Deontay, let's just say his birthday passed by Thanksgiving. He like, hey, bro, get Walmart Plus, blah, 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 because they dropping Xboxes. You know, whole time I'm in that mode, like, I ain't copping the Xbox if y'all kept up on the episodes and stuff like that. So I'm like, I just got a new credit card and stuff like that. I need to hit this limit amount to sign in, give me some bandos, you know. So I was like, I could try to maybe get an Xbox. And then I've been partaking in like bank promotions and stuff like that to put some money in my pocket, because, you know, it's scarce. There ain't no money in here. So I'm doing bank promos. I'm starting to renege after getting some of that money. Boy, man, I could go do something else with this money, like buy some kicks. So I was like, all right, I ain't gonna do that, man. So he was like, come on, man, it's my birthday present. They gonna drop some Xboxes. Whole time, I don't believe in it, because the box, they got the game on lock. So we basically get on Walmart, get Walmart Plus or whatever. He paid me for it, because, I mean, what I look like wasting $13 that I don't got to attempt to get an Xbox, you feel me? So we in that mud waiting. I'm at work, bro. Like, hey, Jalen, where you at? I'm looking like, man, hold on, I got to debrief over my exam real quick. Some the Xbox is finna drop, but y'all need to know that part. So get in line for the Xbox. Didn't get it. So we use Josh's platform to see what's going on, because it's the fastest platform, which is Twitter. Deontay don't use it. I don't use it. It's trash.
I do use Twitter. Great.
Like I said, man, Twitter, they quick with it, though. So I'm on Twitter like, hey, yeah, Deontay, some, we on the phone talking, like, because basically the Xbox said they're going to drop in like 30 minutes, blah, blah, you online. And we was on 1 minute for like 10 minutes, and I just gave up, because I'm like, the bot's probably already winning. So get on Twitter. They saying some people that basically Microsoft slaves or friends or BFFs, which is not I, but, you know, Deontay got a long allegiance to Microsoft. He got that. He got it. There's like, if you mess with Microsoft the long way, you might have got an email that gave you opportunity to buy an Xbox bundle. So he checked his email. He like, hey, Jay, boy, they on here, man. You might have to pay a little bit more money, but they on here. I'm just like, man, I do not want an Xbox. And then they want to pair up an Elite controller that I don't care about. And then they put GTA of all games on there for $30. The grand ultimate, the 5th re-release version of it with everything in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know nothing about GTA because I don't play the game. I just know they came out the game like 30 times. So, long story short, I used my new credit card to get the Xbox. I had to let out a scream because I feel like I was getting beat before he ran that transaction, man. I was just like, man, I guess I got the Xbox and there's a fat charge on my bank account. I'm scratching my head looking at them like every day.
Man, what are you talking about? You've been blessed, man.
But
what
they
are you
over here happy.
about?
Hey, and then today Josh was like, "Hey, did the Xbox ship yet?" I'm like, "Man, don't worry about that. This ain't got nothing to do with you." Did the Xbox ship yet? I'm like, bro, what? I ain't even asking that. Did the Xbox ship yet? I seen that message and was like, it be your own kind, man. You supposed to hope that mug got canceled for me.
Gotta make sure that mug don't come up missing.
Hey, the
I ain't even see it, man.
It did fall off, bro, and I was just like, hey, that mug might have got canceled. I was jumping for joy in that mug. So long story short, I got an Xbox.
Man. Yeah, long story short, man's got an Xbox, y'all. And we've been blessed as we highly favored, we happy, we joyous. Only one that ain't happy is Jalen.
Man, I don't even got no games to play on there. You talking about my old games.
Get Game Pass, man. Get Game Pass.
Man, you talking about Sonic. He was like, yeah, something. I seen Sonic Unleashed, but I think that's Jalen. I'm like, man, I bought Sonic Unleashed back when I was in 11th grade, bro. That was like 2011. I'm like, yeah, I did. That's like the only game y'all had downloaded on my Xbox. That and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Man, we talking about the benefits, man. We ain't talking about one singular game. We talking about plenty of benefits, man. That's all it was. We trying to let you know what you got into. I mean, you take them information however you will. I'm just telling you. I mean, it's on there. They got an update. It's looking nice. That's all that is.
Well, my internet's still slow, so.
I forgot all about his internet. Oh my god.
That junk's still slow. All right. Hey.
You might as well update it at home, then take that mug up to Chicago.
Depending on when that mug come, I mean, it might come. Maybe if it come this week or something like that, I might be able to have it by this weekend. But my dad's supposed to come up here next weekend, so we'll see. But I don't know yet, though.
Okay. But yeah, it's looking real up to at this point, y'all. We gonna have some real Xbox conversations going around here. We gonna have some true and blue Xbox conversations. Ain't that right, J Boy?
Huh?
True and blue. We gonna have some real true conversations. But we first thing we kind of wanted to talk about was simply, again, Jalen getting his Xbox, and some of the those undervalued what we call undervalued features that he's not going to get. My man's was running on that PS4 Pro. The load times was atrocious, so he don't got to deal with that no more, huh?
What games are they atrocious on besides GTA?
The games you don't play. The games you don't.
So you talking about the load times I'm not experiencing and wasn't going to experience. You talking about them ones?
Yep, those ones right there. So the load times he wasn't experiencing.
You played for Blood.
Yeah, he played Back for Blood. He was glitching across the whole screen. He couldn't even play the game. That's in Game Pass now. You can play that.
And I know Sonic got. They said Sonic had a long load time. Sonic Colors.
Man, I ain't had no issues. I was straight. I mean, we talking to people that got PCs that's upgraded and all that type of stuff. You can't want better if you don't know better. I'm like, hey, as long as I ain't sitting in the screen for 30 seconds, I'm good. Like, they probably won't. Man, if that screen been sitting there for 6 seconds, bro, how you tolerate that? Mine go in 4 seconds.
Once you get used to it, you get familiar with it, you ain't gonna want to go back. If you got the newest iPhone, you gonna go back to 4 generations ago? No. So once you get used to it, it's gonna be normal. They all run the same? They don't run the same. So they
do run the same.
So tell your phone go buy a 4th generation phone.
Well, I need to make sure.
Hold on, let me finish. Or iPhone 5 and take back your other one.
Man, you know how technology work, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So,
Same way as this go technology works. So,
but it's gonna come a point in time where this thing got long load times too when we progress further on.
nah, probably not. The
Anyway,
technology
the iPhones.
ain't no technology out there that's better right now. Once technology gets out there, more than likely, yes. But the load
That's what I'm
times,
talking about.
but they don't they not. It's gonna be load times that are non-existent. That's the next step. It's not really another faster load time than 2 seconds. It's gonna be literally just no loads. That's a different
Man.
type of memory. That's a different type of space. So that's not the same. But
So anyway, what I'm getting at is, if you go back to the old iPhone, these apps don't work no better
oh my god,
for real, at the time that they was released. And when you get to like the newer stuff, when you start putting newer stuff on the older phones, then it start acting a little stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what I'm saying is I ain't never experienced that, because I think the first game I seen with bad load times was Sonic on Xbox 360, and I didn't realize it was bad load times because I ain't know better. I was just like, man, this game do take a little bit of time to load, man, but I don't really like that. But and then
It
Anyway,
sounds like you want to pop in GTA 5 right now, saying ain't load times ain't an issue.
no, we agreed that. I'm saying that when I first became aware of load times for real, like, and it was a problem, was like, actually, it's Crash Bandicoot the Wrath of Cortex on PS2 load times was like, all right, bro, like, this kind of dumb. And then I started seeing what was that junk called? Sonic, the Hedgehog on 360. Everybody knew that was horrible. I started seeing forums about it. Then we started playing GTA, and I started seeing that. I was just like, yeah, bro, some got to give, man. Some got to give, because this is taking all day.
Anyhow, Jalen also does not like to buy games. So this is another benefit. If he buys just that Game Pass subscription, he's going to be able to play something more than just Apex on the daily. So it gives him the ability to at least try something different. Even if he doesn't have the capacity or the time to do so, he will have the availability of games outside of Apex. So another benefit for Jalen. Another benefit. What you got? What you got, Josh? I know. He ain't gonna care
That's
about
it.
the 4K.
Man,
He ain't gonna care about.
Jalen always talking about, man, why this game look scratchy? Why?
So yeah, the 60 FPS. He gonna finally have a. He gonna
He got
finally see
60
the benefit
FPS.
of that.
He has the ability to go 120 if we want to go that far, but got to keep my expectations low. Jalen trying to get used to the 60. He ain't about to buy a new TV.
Man, y'all see how they trying to sell me? They like, yeah, get a new TV, get Game Pass, get more games, get the
But you don't even
Xbox
need
Live
it. You still
Gold,
get the benefits.
get 3 controllers, because if you use 3 controllers, your game run better. You be all right.
Ain't nobody said
They,
that.
they trying to upsell me.
Ain't nobody trying to upsell you. We just trying to let you know how to take the full advantage of your system, man.
The pockets.
Yeah, listen, and then what we got? It's just the value that comes along with being able to play your back catalog. I don't even know if you hold on to your back catalog, but you have a back catalog that's now available to you to some extent or degree that you can hold
360
on
games?
to. Yeah, backwards compatible.
Man,
Backwards
I knew he was
compatibility.
stop the cap, Jalen. What didn't you buy Sonic Colors? What generation did that come out?
Sonic Colors is on the Wii.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's
did you
the
buy
Wii
it
360 PS3 generation. You rebought it for
and you played
premium dollars.
it? And don't even get me started on that Crash Bandicoot.
What's wrong with Crash Bandicoot?
You rebought it.
Oh, you talking? Yeah, but that game was only $40. That was a good collection.
Oh my god. Okay,
They got that on Game Pass.
yeah, I guess it's because it was a remake. I can let that one pass. But Sonic Colors was
They
just
got it
update.
on Game Pass.
No, not Crash.
Oh, you almost have me a little happy.
They, they got your trash Kingdom Hearts stuff, but you played that to the death. So
Yeah, I'm done with Kingdom Hearts, bro. But Sonic Colors, I mean, I don't know. I didn't ever like fully play Sonic Colors, so that's why I bought it, and it was like $30.
Yeah, and now you're in a situation where you got more than one option. You could buy it for $30, $40 at GameStop, or if they drop it on Game Pass sometime soon, you can just wait for it for Game Pass.
yeah,
I already got it on my
exactly.
PS4 though.
Well, yeah, that specific game you already bought it. I'm just saying
In general,
Yeah.
in the
you have
future,
more options now.
sir, Game Pass is uh generally more forgivable when it comes to what games you have to buy or you'd want to buy, and that may be available a different way. Game Pass.
Man,
But
I'm playing Final Fantasy 13 as soon as I get that. Don't ask me about
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
I ain't
on
playing
Game
that.
Pass.
I'm playing 13. Don't
13.
ask me.
They bumped it to 4K, so it's gonna look a lot better. And you can import your old saves if you still got them.
Mine gone, bro. Somebody, what happened? I think you're like something happened on my Xbox where like overwrite it or it did something
Yeah.
dumb, bro, and I lost all my stuff, man. I was heated. But it's cool. Barthandos could see me one more time. Run it up on them. Fight a couple behemoth kings. They use Sunder on me.
oh my god. But yeah, there's plenty to do. There's plenty to see. You're gonna have access to a lot of different more features, more benefits, and that's all that is to it. You just and when you get it, enjoy it. Don't. It's not a burden. Yeah, that's what it's not gonna be. What it ain't gonna be is a burden. What it is gonna be is a joyous occasion. Once you get it, once you see it, once you get it in your living space, and you turn it on, and you see those benefits. I want you to enjoy yourself and not feel like you've been got, because ain't nobody got you. It's just it's just friends trying to help out friends. That's all this is. I don't want it to feel like this one sided. We gotta have these go both ways, G.
Man, you know what my mom said when I told her. I ain't even want to tell her. He said, "You bought another one of those stupid tail games." I'm like, "Ma, look, I know what this sounds like, but be assured that I had bank promos that make me some money to afford these.
Oh my god.
I didn't theoretically spend any money out of my pocket. I'm just have to pay taxes on these promos. That's it."
Man, there's plenty of benefits to playing games, man. That's just facts. You don't got it. It ain't 2002 no more. There's plenty of ways to make money on these games. So, but yeah, I'm happy. Obviously, y'all can tell. But Jalen gonna get there. Don't worry about it.
Man, that put a damper on my holiday. My sweet potatoes tasted a little less sweeter. I'm like, man, these sweet potatoes is
Oh my
crazy. But after I bought
god.
the Xbox, they got a little bitter. What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You ain't got to play Elden Ring at what 35 FPS like
Yeah,
Sekiro
35
was.
FPS, man. Go and run through that Dark Souls again at that 60. Make you feel better,
Dark Souls
man.
was already 60, wasn't it?
Not on
No,
PS4.
no.
Dark Souls 3 wasn't 60?
Nope, it came out at 30, and then when the Pro came out, they bumped it up to 45, but it was never actually 60.
Oh, my eyes ain't adjusted, so I thought it moved it a little bit smoother though, for sure.
It definitely
It
made it
it
smoother.
was smoother, but it
Okay.
wasn't.
It wasn't, but it was still, skipping frames. Anyway, 60 FPS is where it's at, and that's what you're gonna be seeing at this in the future. So, get your eyeballs prepared for that. I know you like it because you only when you go play other games, you be like this junk trash. Especially if you can't even play Destiny no more because it's just scratchy for you. But I ain't gonna play that anyway. But still,
Yeah, that junk looked horrible, bro. I'm like, horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible.
Forgot they updated that game.
yeah, they did, man. I'm so happy. That's when I start playing it again. Then I don't know that game trash again. So no.
All right, so what game y'all want? What? So when I get my Xbox, what game do y'all want me to hop on, man?
Halo Infinite immediately.
You can hop on Halo. You mean like multiplayer or just on your own?
Well, y'all happy about the Xbox, man? Y'all said some things, but y'all ain't tell me what game y'all wanted me to play.
Halo
And
Infinite.
the number one game we playing right now is
Yeah,
Apex, and number two is Halo. And once you hop on Halo, we're gonna be playing that.
exactly.
That's the
Nah.
only multiplayer game that people actually play that's not cross-platform with PlayStation. Everything else, Warzone, all the other stuff,
It's
is on
cross-platform.
PlayStation.
It's just you just gonna have a better experience playing them, but you're just not gonna have your back catalog of PlayStation 4 games, which PlayStation suck anyway because they don't give you free upgrades. So who cares? Um,
Nah.
so it really don't matter about your back catalog unless they're like PlayStation games, but most of your PlayStation games you probably don't even have anymore. If you do have some, you ain't playing them no more.
I got Digimon Hackers Memory, Final Fantasy VII, Uncharted 4, Sonic Colors, Modern Warfare, Dragon Ball Fighters, Kakarot, and Kingdom Hearts
Fighters is
2.8
on Game
physical.
Pass. Kingdom Hearts is on Game Pass. What was else in there? So you got some of those games, but like you ain't getting rid of your PS4 for now, anyways, right? So,
No, I'm keeping my PS4. I ain't getting rid of that till I get a PS5.
yeah, that's what I mean.
So you
It's
got
just
it,
that
man.
space issue.
You got it. You got it, man. You gotta, find the needs and the wants in there, and then it's all good. But the first game, obviously, is gonna be Halo, because there really isn't much that you would play. I mean, I really enjoy Forza, but you ain't finna get on no car game. You ain't finna waste your time with that. So there's really only game that we can play that you would probably find enjoyment in is Halo for now. Until unless we want to try like some of the older games that have come out that we didn't try because we didn't want to pay for them. Like Outriders is on there, but I don't know if we're gonna play that. So, and then there's that Back for Blood, but we didn't like it. We might run through the campaign. That
they
was something we
updated the
wanted to talk
aesthetic.
about, but
That's
oh,
Ain't that's that game y'all was mad about the game?
nope.
nope,
Nah,
no,
I'm good.
that
Nope.
wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. That wasn't
That
the one
was the
at
one. I
all.
woke up in the morning. It's like 40 messages about them pissed off about they losing data and hey, it's just still going on. Help, please.
Man,
SOS. I done watched
they had a couple
4 hours of
updates.
progress.
Man, they got a couple updates. What you talking about, man?
Yeah, right.
There's
That game would
plenty of
never got
games.
my time again.
There's plenty of games out there, man. Plenty of games for us to try out. Plenty of games for us to take a look at. So,
Man,
we
I
gonna
ain't
have
forget that. That
we
was
gonna
8
be
a.m.
real.
Y'all arguing about that game, saying it. Oh, all I heard was distress in the chat, bro.
No,
I'm like Saturday morning distress.
it was not like no real stress. It was just more so annoyance. Annoyance with the
Distress.
game. We put it down. As soon as we saw it was happening, we put it
But
down.
we said we was gonna wait because we liked the game and we didn't
Yeah.
want to ruin it. So we're gonna come back once it's ready.
Exactly. So I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you sipping on, but that's exactly what it happened, man.
Him in distress, bro. I seen it was distressing him. I seen pain in them messages, bro. I'm like, dang, bro. It's a good thing. Mommy told these dudes to get on Apex, man. Now's a good time. Let's hop on Apex, fellas. All right.
No, man. No, that ain't how that went. We just was having a rough go at it, and we had to calm ourselves.
It's pain and suffering.
I mean, there's plenty of games on there that you can try. I don't even think you played Control.
Yeah, Control. You got Hades.
Yeah, it's Hades
They
on
just added
there.
Mortal Shell.
If you want to play Doom, if you want to play, they got Fighters Z on there, so you ain't gonna lose nothing from that point of view. If you trying to play that,
Jedi Fallen Order.
is Fighter Z crossplay? No, never mind. It's not.
Nope. But we all get it on Xbox.
Yeah, and there's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you're trying to play that, but Halo Infinite really is the key component there. You ain't gonna play no Hellblade. You ain't playing no fighters outside of Fighter Z. You ain't gonna play no Knockout City, which I actually quite enjoyed. We ain't gonna play no Marvel Avengers, which is on Game Pass. I don't even think you wanted to play Shadow War. Star Wars is on here still if you was trying to play that. Mortal Shell just got put on there if that's another Soul-like game if you wanted to play that. But there's, like I said, plenty.
They got Recore?
Yeah, they got Recore on here. They
Yeah, I'm
got
finna play that.
Outriders. They got Ori and Will o' the Wisp, which is a really good 2D platformer. But I don't know if you play 2D platformers. Um, they got Psychonauts 2. They got Battlegrounds if you wanted to play PUBG, which I don't think nobody want to play that now. Um, they got Resident Evil 7, but I don't think you play any of those types of games. Uh, it was a really big hype games called Scarlet Nexus. I don't think you're gonna play that either. It's an RPG, light. SSX, Star Wars. Yeah, man, this mug go on for a little bit. Anyways, point of the story is you got games to play, and if you wanted to play something, you could definitely top throw on that Titanfall 2. Even though you don't want to play that either. It's like a whole bunch of good stuff that he don't want to play, but that's what it is, G. Uh, so let the gaming
Jalen ain't playing it
commence.
unless it got a blue hedgehog in it.
Yeah, man, he ain't playing it because he got a blue hedgehog in, which is crazy.
Man, I thought they had the Crash Bandicoot collection on there, man. At 60 frames, I was gonna be happy.
Nah, they ain't got that.
Man, you never know. It might show up one day.
They could possibly put it on there, to be honest, yeah, but nah,
They
you
got
never know.
Overwatch.
Overwatch on there? No,
Uh,
I don't think so. Overwatch?
no, but Overwatch is already 60 FPS,
Yeah,
and it's crossplay now.
so you don't really need to play it on there. It's already 60. If it was scratchy and you was playing at 30, I'm gonna say that. But it's crossplay. Yep, because I was playing on the PC and Josh was on the Xbox. So yeah, pretty sure it's crossplay.
Okay.
Only thing that ain't crossplay, well, they ain't cross save. It's Apex. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. That PlayStation gonna be less utilized once that mug happen. But I don't know when it's gonna happen. Cause I ain't really been playing nothing on the
Yeah.
PlayStation. Only thing I got
Oh,
right now is Ratchet. I haven't played that, but that's about it.
and I'm waiting to off this PlayStation. I just need my Warframe transferred.
Oh my god. There you go. That's a sacrificial lamb right there. I don't think is they planning on doing that for Warframe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Something's wrong with PlayStation. Every time it comes to them with the cross save, it's like a hassle. So I'd be surprised if Apex even gets it and they allow PlayStation to do it. It might be just PC, Nintendo, and Xbox. I doubt PlayStation allows it because PlayStation's some weirdos, but whatever. That's the one I
They
chose to play on.
conservatives, man.
Yeah, that's the one I chose to play on. So I gotta deal with they garbage.
They got big headed.
Yeah. Yep. But the other things that we want to talk about? Because I ain't want to talk about the Xbox all day. That's the big one though. We wanted to also talk about Halo, Apex, pretty much. I know. Josh probably gonna hold up, run to him on that Arcane League of Legends. Uh,
No.
no, well, I ain't got nothing on it either. I did watch Hawkeye, which is pretty nice, and then
Mhm.
Spiderman Avengers. I guess we could start with the scratchy. Start with that scratchy Spider-Man Avengers, man.
Did you see that video I sent yesterday, Jalen?
In the chat.
The link you sent yesterday.
Spider-Man. I'll resend it.
Oh, I think I
Uh,
did. Or was that yesterday?
it
It
might
was
have
like
been
two
like
days ago. It might be like 2 days
yeah.
ago.
But basically the Avengers game, they when they announced it like what a year or two ago, it was like
Mm-hmm.
people I don't know, I wasn't excited for it, but people were excited for it to play the story. And then a little bit after they announced that Spider-Man is gonna be a PlayStation exclusive. And everybody was mad about that because like if this is a fun game, it's supposed to be like an online loot game. You got one of the most popular characters ever locked to one platform, and that sucks. But recently they just showed off the trailer because I think he's supposed to come out this week. for Spider-Man. So I think originally, because the Avengers came out, the game didn't do so well. People wasn't really playing it, and then uh, they delayed their DLC for like one. They delayed Spider-Man. He was supposed to come out sooner, and then they delayed Black Panther because Chadwick died, and so now this year we finally got all the DLC. The Black Panther DLC came out. It was pretty decent. Now Spider-Man coming out, and Spider-Man doesn't look like it was even finished. Like it was thrown together like in 2 months, and it was like, here y'all go. Because he don't got a story mode, whereas Black Panther had a whole campaign with cutscenes and a whole bunch of new stuff added to the game. It was like an expansion. Spider-Man don't have cutscenes. He just got like audio logs you can collect and like comic book pages. His animations and combat just look goofy. Um, Here, let me see.
And that mo he was shooting out them pea shooters. Pew 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 pew
There you
pew
go,
pew.
Jalen. Yeah, because everybody got a ranged attack, so you got to fight flying enemies. And he looked like those Facebook videos of like people dressed up as Spider-Man at little kid birthday parties. And I don't know. I heard Guardians is really good. People enjoyed it, but Square Enix overall with their Marvel stuff has just been hit or miss, and this is another big miss. Spider-Man was the reason a lot of people bought the game on PlayStation because this is like I guess he is a PlayStation character technically because they got the rights to him. So this is just a weird way to like mess up character people up.
I just think that people are like, this is like the first Spider-Man outside of Miles Morales and Spider-Man from PlayStation, and they're really good Spider-Mans. So even though it could be passable, they're comparing it to that. So it will never work. This is just scratchy regardless, but I don't think people would be so mad at it if it wasn't like in that same space, like a real modeled Spider-Man. And if Insomniac never existed with theirs, it'd probably be fine. But because they did, it's like set the bar extremely high, and they come out with this garbage. So they pretty much didn't have really a real chance of winning unless they really got Insomniac involved to kind of create the motion and like how he worked or whatever
Yeah,
the case they may have done. But that engine don't look like it's that capable, to be honest. And it's not that fluid for that type of character, but it seems like they have these stagnant animations that they put together. It's not like a streamlined animation style you know like those games were made to be, where it's like these these pieced together animations where it really flows and it's like really fluid. But this is just not it. So it makes sense as to what all the backlash is. Plus, as you stated, it doesn't really have any good DLC with it. It's just really him as a character and like some special small event, but he doesn't have a story or anything like that. And yeah, so if you bought Avengers for that exclusive, it really looks pretty sad at this point. Like, bro, I didn't have to buy this. I could have bought it somewhere else because this right here is pretty garbage. But um,
yeah. And if you're
exclusivity
waiting for the
sucks.
Spider-Man to come out to play it,
Yeah,
this ain't the reason to play it.
that was one of the reasons why I bought it on the PlayStation, because I was like, might as well, because it's gonna have Spider Man. And
Yeah,
I mean, I ended up never playing the game really anyway, which is more of a L in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, this would be pretty disappointing if this was the actual situation. So, uh, scratchy RS right here, and I mean, what could they have done to make him in this world better? Because the open spaces, the animation style, the stiffness of the character. Because remember, I kept saying that the characters feel stiff; they don't feel fluid, right? I was
Yeah.
always saying that about all the characters. It wasn't not one character. It was all the characters feel stiff. He's such a movement character. It just makes it so much worse because he's like a big
Yeah.
movement character. So they didn't ramp it up. They made the animations feel the same. And they connect the same. The timing's the same. So he just do a lot
Yeah. I
more
think
within that
it's
timing, like and within that animation, he does a lot more movement, but it just looks even worse because it's like a more movement at the slow pace. So,
if
hmm,
they were allowed to do more with the character, like budget wise or like time wise, I
hmm,
think they could have done it. But like you said, like they have their template for the characters that they gotta pretty much stick to like keep
hmm.
everybody balanced and their abilities flowing together and stuff. Um, the animations I just feel like are the animations and the lack of content are, I guess, the two worst parts because like even though the animations are like stiff, they could be a whole lot better. Because like even the ultimate, what was it? The game that came on the Switch, the Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
Like
Marvel
all the
Ultimate Alliance, yeah.
Spider-Man, yeah, characters in there, like they had real good animations. Like you can tell that he doing all these flips and super flexible and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
they don't, you know, they ain't got Insomniac money, but they still made him look good how he's supposed to be. But now this just looks like some person in a Spider-Man suit kicking people.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
junk do look horrible, man.
that like the generic boy, that one you buy for the Halloween party or
Yeah, the Halloween party.
your son's birthday party. They're like, yeah, do some tricks. You're like, pew 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 pew.
Yeah, that
Bro,
junk horrible.
that one looks scratchy. But yeah, man, I think Marvel ain't gonna catch no breaks. Avengers was is a pretty bad game at this point. I don't think it's really not much that you can do to kind of turn it around. They really have to have like a long year of goodwill before people really want to get back into it. As of now, it's just forgettable. It's easy to forget, and it's easy to just move on. So um, at this point, I don't see myself jumping back in at all. I played some of the Black Panther. I liked his how his went. At least the parts that I did play. I just felt like it was pointless because I'm not gonna play any further. So I probably should just get that experience and fully and just stop. But I just was like, once I finish this, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna continue to play? Probably not. Am I gonna make other people play? Probably not. So I just stopped. So I mean, I could go back in just to finish that experience, finish that story, and see what it's like. But so much time has passed, so many good games have come out. I just don't see the point anymore, and it's unfortunate because I paid money for it and it's digital, so that's a super ill. But it's whatever. I will at some point try it, or if it ever gets good, I have a copy. That's all I can say. I don't even, and I think it's in Game Pass. That really sucked. But yeah, I have it on two platforms, and I didn't play that much, so it's not like I lose it a lot or whatever. So yeah, that's what it is for Avengers at this point. They kind of ruined it for themselves, but hopefully at some point they can turn it around, make it a little bit better. Speaking of ruining things, I wouldn't say ruined, but it's definitely like annoying. We don't want it. We don't want to put too much spice on it yet, because Jalen ain't played it, and we still need him to try it. But that Halo event, for this time around, um, let's talk about it, Josh. What do you think about this event? Um, what do you think? Does it add anything? What did you like about it? What you don't like about it? Give me some thoughts. No
Um,
particular order.
yeah, I'll say that the event is like the 10 Rai something challenge to get like this special samurai themed armor. But you got to play like Fiesta and complete like certain bounties to get points, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, the event is pretty trash because of how they've decided to roll it out. Whereas like this event will, because like all games have like timed events. Like Apex, they got this whatever event,
Mm-hmm.
Apex Market for 2 weeks, and you gotta play, not every day, but play like half of the time that it's available, and you'll unlock all the stuff. Whereas this event was only available for 1 week, and it's gonna come back in a couple of weeks, so you can jump in again. But you can't like complete everything in 1 week. You can only do like a quarter of the progress in 1 week. So that means when they bring it back in 3 weeks, you have to jump in order to be able to keep progressing.
Mm-hmm.
And as it is right now, let's say you stop playing for like a month and you miss two of the events, then it's like, how are you actually ever going to complete this event? So until they come back and speak about it and talk about how they're gonna boost, like do like a catch up mechanic, it's pretty trash as far as being limited how you level up. The other thing is the actual rewards are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a bunch of like boosters and like challenge swaps, but the actual armor is not that like great. But all the good stuff is also for like $20 a pop on the store. Which, we play Apex, so I'm personally used to that. Like they be asking for $35 for like
Yes.
skins, but
Yeah.
it's still not good when games do that. They offer you like some trash stuff for free, and then you want the good stuff, give me your credit card. Um, Personally though, I still had a lot of fun with it. Like I liked playing Fiesta. It was a fun game mode,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually hate the samurai armor. Like I think it looks
Oh,
ugly. So I don't
hate.
even care about unlocking it. Yeah. Cause like they added weird stuff like this in the Master Chief collection where like you can dress up as like a Roman Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just weird because like Halo is supposed to be like a space game. I guess kind of like Destiny. Like I hate when they started adding like just weird stuff to Destiny. Like nobody wants to be a snowman or something like that. Just I'm trying to dress up, in my spacesuit.
You talking about that dressing coat? You talking about when they had that the bubble coat on there? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I would never use it even when I unlocked it, but I understand that some people like it, or you just want to unlock it because it's
Mm-hmm.
it's part of the progress of the game. But there are all these barriers stopping you from doing it, and they want too much money to like just buy this stuff.
Yeah, personally, I never wear the stuff that they got, but it's like a limited, and that makes me want to say, "Oh, I got it," in case I ever want to wear it. But I never plan on wearing any of that stuff because I think it is also. Now the one that they showed off before, like the hat, like the actual helmets, I like. It's
Yeah.
like this separate one that they have. It's like a helmet. I like those, and I was probably gonna put one of those on, but I wasn't gonna wear the full fit. It just doesn't fit. But yeah, I agree that it is ugly armor. In regards to just that base thing, some of the plates look better, but the base armor is ugly. I don't like how they do their system for armor. To be honest, I just feel like
Oh
it's
yeah, that's the
cumbersome.
other thing. Hmm.
I feel like it's a waste of time, and I feel like they are splitting things up for you, make you chase more things when it's not necessary. If you have a good team of cosmetic individuals and people that can make cosmetics often, that's really nice. They should be able to stand alone. But I feel like I'm paying $25 or $20 for pieces, and that just feels even worse. So um, I don't know how they're gonna fix that. Easy way to fix that is to actually give you a full set of everything. Um, and I understand that they're giving you armor jackets, so you can wear that
Hmm.
jacket and then you can put pieces on top of it, and that makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like I'm being robbed because I got to go find these and get these other jackets too. Which I mean, not the
Yeah, I
jackets,
feel
but the
like
actual pieces.
the best thing would just be able to freely equip and mix and match or whatever
You feel like,
as you
right?
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I doubt that they're fully gonna go that way. I don't know if there are limitations or they just don't want to do it, but I doubt that's gonna happen. But at least they should be doing what Destiny did over time, is which they know you got three characters, so they let you use some of this stuff between the characters, like the shaders should
Oh yeah,
all
yeah,
be usable on every single armor core. Like it shouldn't be locked to a single one that's dumb. Um,
yeah.
Same thing with other stuff like some accessories or whatever. Just let if I'm gonna spend $15 on a samurai sword, let me put the samurai sword on whichever one I want. Because if you're paying money for it, there shouldn't be any limitations on it, you know.
You're right.
So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty stupid, but we'll see what happens. It is disappointing, like I said. I don't want to give Jalen a bad idea that we don't like the game. We like the game. It's just that these mechanics and some things need to be ironed out. They need to get better. So um, I think you said it pretty well. You said reminds you a bunch of Destiny when it first came out. They were just messing up, but it was like getting better over time. So we just gotta let them try, continue, and see what happens. But the fun thing, the best thing about this whole thing is that the gameplay itself is solid, and that's what really matters. So I want to continue
yeah,
to
you
play
was
it.
because you've played the other Halo games, but
Yeah.
you yourself would say that you're not really a Halo person, like
Nope.
multiplayer wise. But you've been playing it a lot. So what's what's different?
What's different about this one? Fluidity, speed, um, your the impacts that the weapons make, and the velocity of what you can like. I guess I never gave Halo games a real good go. But Halo 5, I like that one because it simply had a lot of speed to it, and it felt a little bit more like you can have these moments of heroism, or you can have these moments of you know uh, succeeding on the other team. I just felt like I was seeing those moments happen more often, and it wasn't as if um, obviously this game is like really focused around. It's not really focused around, but it's pretty focused around team gameplay. Like I would want to stay with my team in order to clean up and win. I guess I got more uh, interested and more excited about having team wins versus individual wins, because as long as the team won, I felt good. But then I started getting a decent. I started getting decent at the game where I would just be able to get team wins and self wins, where I would actually have those moments where I kill two or three people before dying, or if I can go around a corner and finesse somebody. Halo Infinite has a lot of ability to finesse. It's fun in that way where you have that ability to do it. Um, but then there's times where you're just running around a big old map and you just feel like you don't have anywhere to go but to die. But it's just like a mixture of both of those. I just think the maps are really good, the gameplay is really good, the fluidity is really good. There's plenty of things to really like about the game, to the point where all it needed for me was to get some more maps. I was sick of playing the same two maps before, but now we have plenty of maps now, so it's not as if I'm getting tired of the gameplay. I'm learning a lot. I'm playing the maps a lot. I'm understanding spawn points. It's just really a lot to. It's not a lot to learn, but it's a lot to enjoy about the game as you discover more about. Okay, I can do this. I can jump slide and go around this corner. I can bounce these grenades off the wall. I can really finesse with these grenades if I want to. I can finesse with the grapple hook. I can finesse with the repulsor. So there's so many ways to kind of impact your impact, make an impact on the team that I really liked. Fiesta, the mode, even though I didn't like it at first, I like it more now because it just gives me the ability to try a bunch of weapons often. and I don't have to try to wait for his power weapon to show up. It's just the Fiesta mode allows you to constantly spawn with new things to try out. So that helped me get an understanding of what type of weapons are out there, how powerful they are, what they can do, and kind of go from there. So, Fiesta was a good way for me to kind of get accustomed to all of the power weapons in the game because there is a feel of, man, I don't know how I just died right there. I don't know how I got killed right there. But now I know because when I see it, I'm like, okay, I used that thing before that mug go crazy. So I understand how he killed me like that. So, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Fiesta came right at the right moment when I started playing it for real because then I was playing the regular one. I was going off with my pistol, but it got me out of my comfort zone and made me try a lot of other stuff. So when I hear it or see it come on the map, I can be more aware of what it can do. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and
um,
I don't know what it is, if it's the small maps or what, but I feel like the at least the 4v4 is actually pretty fun because like I would say that we don't at least I don't really enjoy 4v4 games that
yeah,
much because it puts like a lot of pressure on you and your team to like stick together and coordinate. But
yeah,
I feel like at least what I've been playing so far in Halo, I wouldn't say we're necessarily playing as a team, but I'm not leaving, how to put it, like Destiny, I'll run completely on the other side of the map by myself and when
hmm
be in their spawn by myself. Whereas like in Halo, I feel like I'm at least on the same side of the map as my team, like I'm staying in their vicinity.
so I
Um,
can retreat if I need to. Yeah,
yeah, retreat or go help somebody out.
hmm
And whatever they're doing is actually working because all most of my matches, every now and then might get blown out, but most of my matches is pretty close. Like it'd be like 48-50 because
yeah.
once they get past that 50% mark, everybody starts slowing down and they be really getting close to like, I gotta make sure I don't die so my team can come back.
Come back. Yeah. It's like it puts you, it has so many indicators of what to do next and what not to do. Like it'll tell you, okay, we got power weapons on the field. You can talk to your teammates and they got call outs to say, hey, enemy over here, enemy on me. You don't even have to say anything. It's just like your character is already calling it out. So I turn around and start looking for him. Or I can see indicators of my people's health or like they're in trouble, so they get the exclamation point. So I know that okay, that's where the fight's at. So if I want to go help him, I might want to throw a grenade in the backside and try to get some shots off real quick. So it's like it giving you a lot of information to work with and play with. So you never feel like you're not helping the team, even though you can get swept. I mean, it's happened to me plenty of times where I just got crapped on a lot. But it was all learning and learning how to be better at the game, how to move around corners, how to position yourself better, and stuff like that. So it feels fair. Nothing feels cheesy yet. I mean, there's plenty. There's probably gonna be something that comes out that feels super cheesy, but right now everything seems fair. It's like he outplayed me. I got killed because obviously he has a power weapon. Those are fine because it gives you that a sense of that ability to come back and help your team out in a large way. Obviously, people with the swords are super annoying, but me running around with a hammer, I'm pretty sure they don't enjoy because I'm guaranteed 5 kills with that mug. So it's not like it's not fair. It's just more so about how do you combat that and how do you move around it. So the Halo event again, what we was wanting to talk about and stay focused on was that it was really just a open my eyes to the Halo universe, I suppose, and allow me to kind of get a better understanding of what you do in Halo and how you actually play it. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be more familiar once we start playing together, and y'all probably going to be, obviously better than I because I don't play that type of game. But at some point, I'll be able to um, play on that same type of level, or at least understand using previous knowledge because it feels familiar but different at the same time. It feels like Halo 5, but definitely feels more refined, robust, and fluid. So it's just like a really refined Halo. So that's what you're playing. But yeah, it was I like the Halo event. Um, Anything you want to add, Jalen, Josh, before we move to the next topic?
Man, this Halo better be tight, man. That's all I'm saying.
Man, what you talking about, man?
I
Why
mean,
you
look
saying?
at
Why you
look at
saying?
numbers.
Jalil said he played it.
I think it was number one on Twitch for a while. It might still be like top five.
Man, that mug go
Which
Shit, he ain't
crazy.
like that.
which I mean, Halo 343 haven't made a popular Halo game in a long time, and this one is actually popular. So I guess it's pretty good. Yes, it's number 7 on Twitch right now. Like right under Apex. Apex is 6. Halo is 7.
You know that mug. You know that mug go crazy, man. Stop playing.
Nah, just
Well, it's another free game you got to play.
Another free game, man. Another free boy. No, you ain't even gotta have no Xbox Live for that one. Uh, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I think you're gonna really enjoy it. If you don't really enjoy it, you'll like it enough to play it a decent amount of times at least. Uh, what other game? I mean, there's always Splitgate. That's on Game Pass too. I don't think you even tried that yet. Um, but that was pretty fun too. It's definitely not no Halo, but it's fun. Um, but what else? What else do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the Apex map. Oh boy,
Y'all favorite map.
yeah, the Apex map. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What you got to say
sleeping, man.
about that
Man, you
Apex map, man? What you got to say about that, Jalen?
take it
Nah,
from here, King
what I
Cole.
don't gotta say about that map, bro. That map trash. You hear me? Trash. Not just flying.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I think the map got its pros and stuff to it, but it got its cons too. I like to play a lifeline. Trying to get across open fields is
He
like,
still refused to change his character, guys, but let's hear him out. Go ahead.
yeah, I like lifeline. I mean, to be honest, she she cool. She Wakanda forever. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I didn't got adapt. I just like playing the hill drone and stuff like that. I played with other characters before, but I just like Lifeline, like the way she dressed, like all that type of stuff. Like she cool. But anywho, I run into issues sometimes. I'm trying to traverse like large areas because in that map there's no like cover or things like that. So now I'm just pretty much like zigzagging and stuff like that. If people are trying to shoot me, there's a lot of snipers in there. Triple take going crazy. So I've been getting lit up by that. Made me pick up one. I smacked a couple people with that in the wingman because that wingman got that range. You know what I'm saying? You come around here, you will get caught. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, that's an issue at the level. It's a lot of hills and stuff like that, and a lot of vegetation. You get stuck on a lot of different like geometry or
Green Hill
different
Zone.
different things that's rendered. I remember one time I was trying to run up this like I don't know, it's like some tree thingy or something like that. I swear, the little branches that protrude from the ground that come out the tree to be like, they say what's up and then they go back in the ground. If I ain't know better, I say I got stuck on one of them. Literally trying to run up the hill to go help my boys and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, I literally cannot move. Like, in a game, yo, dude just be running in place and then they start sliding down. Like, yeah, you ain't supposed to be here. Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I had those not opportunities, but or I can't even
Situations.
say the word situations. I was just thinking about this. I was talking to this lady on the phone, and then she used that word at the wrong time, and I was literally thinking about that. But she was like, "My bad, I didn't mean to use that word." So, but anywho, that's a little backstory. But I was just talking to Simone about that last night. But yeah, I mean, I was sliding down a rock and stuff one time, and it wouldn't let me get up this rock. It was just like weird stuff. I'm just looking like, bro, like I'm literally trying to maneuver and stuff like that, but it's just little weird things that's just like holding me back. And I'm just like, can I, so y'all, why am I stuck on this type of stuff? Like this, I never had, as much as I hate World's Edge, I never got stuck on anything like that. of course, Kings Canyon and Olympus, I never got stuck on anything like that. It's just a lot of stuff going on with the map. I think aesthetically it looks nice. Um, I just have a couple gripes with it that kind of put a damper on the experience. So basically, the biggest thing is it's a lot of like geometry on a level. I've been getting stuck on things, sliding off things, stuff like that, and it's kind of putting a issue with my mobility. I will say it's a personal gripe, but it's because I'm more so stubborn. The whole open land and stuff like that. It kind of forced me to use snipers, and I can't traverse those large areas as well with lifelines, so I'm not gonna really count that as much. It's just kind of like you need to adapt to the environment. But the other thing is like when you land into like different areas. So my issue with World's Edge is that it got sometimes there's scarcity in areas. In this level, there's not scarcity. It's just that the stuff is kind of further apart from each other. Like there's a lot of different places you can loot and stuff. It's just that since the map is so big, I think they tried to stretch some of those areas where things are often dropped at. They tried to split them up and push them a little bit away from each other. So I feel like on certain levels you can pick up a gun and you can off the person in front of you, or you might have to go run up the stairs real quick and grab something. On that level, you might have to just like, hey, I'm about to actually go to the next building because I know it ain't that many places here. They trying to spread everything out a little bit more. That and then yeah, I think those really like the biggest things with that level. Yeah, those like the biggest two things aside from that opinionated one because I'm just being stubborn.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with it right now is just that I don't know the map. That's it. I don't have like a huge issue with adapting to maps and like playing a certain play style in order for the map to feel better to play. I just don't know the map just yet. I haven't played it enough. I haven't really spent a lot of time in it understanding choke points and points to where you want to be at and where you don't want to land and how you want to move the map. All I know now is that you want to start high and low. So now all we go is high point, or we go somewhere that's close to the highest points, because I know fighting uphill is the worst thing you could possibly ever do, and that is nothing but a huge slope entirely to the bottom. So escape literally is you go to the high part and then you come down to the low. So once we started doing that, we were getting better games, but we were seeing less people. The map is huge. I don't really know how, and we have an Ash on our team, so Josh usually mains Ash, and I usually play Valkyrie, so we have mobility to get around. We just don't see nobody until either the very end or the very beginning. There's no real constant flow of matches. It's kind of hard for us to find matches, and once we do find them, it's usually all over. We're third partying, or we are still seeking like somebody, and it's taking forever to kind of catch up with someone. So my biggest gripe right now is honestly I just don't know the map. Second thing is that I feel like it's just a little too big. If it was smaller, I think it would be a lot more fun. I think everybody having that to play around this whole entire slope thing would be awesome to see, because it just makes you play differently. It makes you feel differently as you're moving down. It's like that's a real choke point. You making choke points your entire slide down. If you slide down a hill and then you got to turn back around and try to shoot somebody, you made yourself a choke like that. You're now at a disadvantage. So playing off of that, I would love to see that, like just an entire map, just 3 lanes, nothing but slopes. That'd probably be more interesting than what we got right now. That's what they were trying to make. It's just so huge that sometimes it just feels like nobody's around, and you're just traversing to try to traverse. So we'll see as we continue to play, as people get more familiar. Obviously, people are having great games on it, so I'm assuming they know where people are and how people are moving around the map. It's just getting familiar with that and really starting to understand our patterns and our routes to get to the fights and get to the fights fast, as well as to get in and out of engagements and be safe. Because really, it's a lot about being safe. There's a lot of about being able to get engage fights in the correct way, and then there's also about the vantage points. So understanding that map and how that flows, like sometimes we'll really go off. We'll have some really good matches simply because we were all, hitting on all cylinders and people were just lining up where we needed them to be as we were flowing through the map. That's when it really feels good to play the map, and that's why I say I don't hate it because I've had good matches on it. I've had terrible matches on it. I have decent matches on it. I have nobody's around matches on it. So it's not like you're only getting one type of situation. Like World's Edge, I'm never going to get one type of situation. I can make that one type of situation all the time though. If I want to get into an engagement immediately, just drop fragment. If I don't want to, I go somewhere else. I go somewhere where nobody usually drops, and that's usually where you'll just run into, nothing, and then you can loot up and you probably run around for 10 minutes, and then maybe you lose your first engagement. That's a stupid way to play the game, but people do that. On my one hand, I enjoy engagements that feel good, and also give you the ability to move around and get away and escape. Um, Fragment, I feel that way because there's so many buildings, there's so many outlets, there's so many ways to move around and get away from your enemy and finesse. I don't see that yet in Storm Point, but that's just because I don't know the map. Once I know the map, once I'm familiar with it, once I feel like I can engage and disengage in a fluid way, obviously Valkyrie is going to be a very important piece of that puzzle. A movement character has to be played on this map. It's just too large. Most of the size of the engagements, you're going to have long range engagements. It's not like it's all short range. You have to be able to try to close the distance or retreat quickly. So that's what you need a character that can move for. Obviously, I don't see that ever changing for Jalen. I just think Jalen getting more familiar with the map to be able to conduct his same play style as he normally does. So that's the difference. And that's why I'm not gonna say it's a terrible map. I would say I just need to learn it more and kind of go from there. But yeah, that's my opinion on said map. What you got for us, Josh? What you thinking about that map?
Yeah, most of the same points. I think there's some potential in a lot of the different areas. It's a lot of variety. Um, that that is cool. But I feel like I don't know, the game doesn't flow well. Like you say, like it's best to jump high and then go low because one, you're not at a disadvantage because you're not gonna be downhill fighting people, and we've experienced that firsthand.
Yeah,
But it doesn't feel like it's like you say lanes. It doesn't feel like going to the top is going to lead you down a path that's
yeah,
necessarily going to meet somebody because you might go down the right path, but everybody's on the left, and it takes a long time to get to the other side. Like you can use those
hmm
jump pad things, but they launch you in specific directions. Like it's not a free aim situation like the jump tower where you can go wherever you
yeah,
want. So that's the problem. That we know where the fights are. We're just trying to get there, and once we get there, they're gone. And then
hmm
once we do get in the fight, now it's 7 teams in the same area because everybody then just spent the last 5 minutes coming to this area. So,
yeah.
um,
It's not like
but I
they're
feel like
yeah,
yeah, like you said, a lot of that is gonna come from learning, not necessarily changing our play style, but learning what's good and what's not good to do on these type of maps.
yeah,
The only thing that I can say that I don't like, which is different than Kings Canyon, because Kings Canyon has a lot of hills and slopes and mountains, but it wasn't really a issue for me, especially if you had like a movement character you can reposition. But this map, like it has really, 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 really tall grass, and like sometimes we be in the middle of a field, and there's somebody standing right next to us, and I can't see them because of the grass, and I don't. There's nothing you can do to change that. Like obviously we on Xbox, the resolution is high as it can go. You can't turn down the foliage. I don't know why they did that, and it's not like where other games where they have grass but like it still shows you the other character behind it. Like maybe they highlight it or the grass
Mm-hmm.
becomes like transparent so you can see through it. Like no, it's just somebody in the grass and they wearing green and I can't see them and they didn't see me and then all of a sudden we all right next to each other.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting because um, and one thing that I can say, at least they tried and they didn't like it. It's not terrible. Is the wildlife. It's not terrible, but it's not like the greatest set method either. It's a way for you to get higher stuff, but it's kind of like positioning yourself out. If people use that more, like they were doing at the beginning when Storm Point originally arrived, we would probably be able to run into engagements more. But because nobody is actually utilizing the methods that they use to kind of call out to that there's teams nearby, you really just are running around by yourself. Like nobody's fighting those things no more, because it's just not advantageous. It's like it's a nuisance, and you can lose your ability to sneak up on someone else, and that's why we're kind of getting these less than optimal experiences when we're fighting people, because it's just everybody's waiting for gunshots. Everybody's running to those gunshots. Now you got 16s at these gunshots. What you gonna do now? How are you gonna continue to rotate and make good decisions when you're not necessarily a movement character? How are you gonna make good decisions to get out? You're not. You're gonna either have to bunker down somewhere, or you're gonna have to retreat and retreat hard. And most of the time that just means no fights. So it's really about how we position ourselves, how we can become better at engaging and fighting multiple teams, because we have to be able to make a decision. Okay, this team to the left, that's what we want to go engage with, and then we're going to engage the next team that comes next. But then how do we get faster at swapping gear and making sure we're prepared for the next battle? Because most of the time we'll win the first engagement. It's the second team that comes through and kind of ruins it. So um,
Or
that's
it could be like that last game we had when we whooped like two or three teams, and then like the other is two other teams that just converged on us from both ends, and we're just like, all right,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. I mean that happens too. It's not saying that that doesn't happen, because that's what we're used to it on World's Edge, and we have more success because we know where to be and how to be, and we know where to position and how to get out of said positions. So obviously we love going on fragment, and we love staying on the tower. The king of the hill. And remember, me and you, we were up there by ourselves, just me and you fighting off multiple teams, because we knew how to play it. So it's just getting used to it again, and getting familiar with it, and really understanding
Yeah.
our solutions to how we beat multiple teams. Our
And on
solutions is
that
to
map,
outnumber.
it's hard to do that because like fragment, like most of the time we in the buildings and
Yeah,
save for a couple buildings, there are only a couple ways that people can get in the building. Like they're gonna fly on
yeah,
top, they're gonna come up the stairs and come up the zip line. So between y'all two, y'all can work together to cover those points. Whereas on this map, every building is gonna have 5 entrances, or you're just gonna be out in the open where if there's 6 teams, like we're dead center of all 6 teams and no way to like defend against
yeah,
it. So if we gonna do that, we would have to find like what's the best place to, uh, you know, get these fights in, and we can hold down this location. It might be that one building, I forget the name of the building, but it's like under a mountain or something. But basically, I always see a bunch of skulls over there, so I know a lot of people are fighting there. I just don't know if it's best to drop there or drop outside and then go
hmm
inside. So yeah,
yeah. It's just getting familiar with a area that's hot, because then once we get familiar with that area, we can really engage in a lot of different ways. Um, but yeah, I
I
think
think
yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Josh had brought up an interesting point that I really didn't take into consideration. Um, just the whole idea of those little launch pad thingies rather than jump towers, I think that changed a lot of the dynamic too, because I honestly didn't realize that. I think I kind of caught on to it a little bit at first, and then it kind of just like dissipated. Like you can't change your direction, and all those things always lead to another launch pad. So you can only go back and forth. So you can't really like go get that vantage point or not get that vantage point, but get that high point to figure out where you really want to go, if that makes sense. And I think that kind of creates a more of a linear path within a map. So I don't know why they did that,
Yeah,
honestly.
because
I
the
think
jump
they should.
towers, like on World's Edge, like we would used to get on top of those buildings. Was like, oh, the ring is about to close in, and there's one corner of this building that's gonna be in the ring. So let's take the jump tower to get up there. And you can't do that on this map unless you have a Valkyrie or a Pathfinder. But even still, like this map is so huge, like their abilities can only take you so far. Whereas,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, I think it would have been cool if they just put some. If they wanted to make people use the launch pads a little more, that's cool. But they should have put a couple more jump towers on the map just to relocate faster and change the dynamic and erase a little bit of like I'm about to make up a word, linearity um
hmm
of the level, because I feel like those launch pads, they so linear, like you can't even like really juke people on them. Like, it's cool that you launch off of them fast, because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes when you used to be on a jump tower, you be spinning on the most like, hey, hey, I'm trying to slide to the top of the boat. um you know what I'm saying, and go off somewhere. But once you fall off, you was pretty much good, unless I think it was one time I seen somebody get shot and they died in midair, but they had just launched off it. But anywho, like, yeah, just being able to fly off and go any direction you want, having that
That ability
versus,
to move, yeah.
yeah, you just shoot straight. Like, even if you shoot straight, it ain't like you can do something like a time jump or like a second octane double jump, like to
Mm-hmm.
change your direction. You just flying over there. So like I remember one time y'all died over there, and I was just like, or it might have been I was just playing with Josh. Died over there, and I was just like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Like, I can shoot back over there. But they gonna shoot over here, like, you know what I mean? Versus like taking a
Mm-hmm.
jump tower and like trying to dip and relocate and stuff like that. It wasn't, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought
No.
those launch pads wasn't that innovative. It was kind of
It was
didn't
kind
add
of
much to the
took
map.
yeah, it took a little bit, took a step back, but I understand what they were trying to do with them. I think there's a lot of non-movement character, and that's a pretty huge map. So they need to figure out a way to get people around the map without having to always rely on the movement character to be on a team. That makes sense. It helps create those spaces where they can move around quickly. And then there's creating routes for non-movement characters. That's always a good way to, being able to move around the map without having to have a movement character on team. But what we have is a lot of freedom. We don't have to move around in a particular way every time because we have Ash and we have Valkyrie, so we can reposition in a drop of a hat if we need to. So it's really just getting us down packed to what we want to do and how we want to move. Now, the bad and good thing about those being stuck to a certain path is that when they stuck to a certain path, it forces everybody to go that same way. So, say for instance, they have the other lane shooting towards that one area, and then they have another lane shooting towards that one area. At some point, the chokehold spot is supposed to make you run into the next team. That's why those things are there. They're supposed to create moments where you're running into another team. But again, players don't play maps how they design them. So they're being underutilized. They're being utilized as only escape goats versus actually movement. They're not using them to move around a map. It's too loud. It's too it gives you way too much. It gives away too much information. So they're not using it for that. They're only using it when they're trying to get away from somebody else. And that's most of the time you come to you kind of tend to create them as, oh, these ain't nothing but scapegoats. They ain't really you mean used for me to kind of get around the map and move around and try to get to another engagement quickly. Because once I do that, somebody on the other side of me can hear them like, okay, they over here, let's go run to them. So it's causing an effect of third partying, even though it was supposed to be something that caused third parties to not happen. That's why the map was so big. So the map is flawed in its design overall because when you play something and you make something for a people, most of the time they don't like it and they'll treat it in a different way than what you think. So it's really just getting the developers on board on how to change it and how are they using it now and how can we amplify that and then how can we make the map better so that people are running into each other more. So they're good at like blowing stuff up and changing it. It's just gonna be a long time for Stormpoint. So
yeah, I feel like if they just split up the map,
yeah.
like even if they wanted to rotate like half the map every hour, just cut it in half, and I feel like that would help.
Well, yeah. I mean, Olympus is definitely like two of them, so it'll work. I think Olympus has like a very good movement around the map in general. So it feels as if you're always able to get somewhere in a good amount of time. It's not like you're going to be slowed down. So it's always, and then there's plenty of it's a circle, so it's plenty of ways to run into another team. And if you don't want to run into that team in that way, you can go around the back way, and more likely you're gonna still run into that team. So it's always been that way with Olympus. It always felt like, okay, there's not really much you can. There's not really many places you can go to get away from me. If I continue to run down this path, I'm more likely gonna find somebody to the left or right of me. Versus on this map, you don't know what you're gonna find because there's just so much extra space. So, it's just trying to find that balance, get better at it, and going from there. But that's pretty much all the time we have this week. I know we kind of talked about a few things, but we have more topics, more stuff for you guys in the future. Obviously, we're gonna keep doing these. We're trying to do them on a more regular, time basis, but we'll see. I ain't gonna, don't hold me to it, but we'll see. But I want to thank you guys for listening, and I appreciate you, especially if you got this far. Jalen, Josh, y'all got anything last words before we get up out of here?
Man, don't hold y'all breath. That Xbox might be going quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Man, don't listen to that man. He over there talking nonsense. That's that nonsense again. But
I don't know. I just know we about to have some fun playing Halo.
Exactly.
Jalen made my winter break. This is man,
Man, y'all see how much they love me, man.
Right.
Man, Jalen, come over and play with the game. What is that? Man, all right, man, I'm gonna come over there, man.
Hey man, I told you I'm my birthday present. I said, boy, you're doing it more for me than you. I said, I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you. He was like, man, I ain't trying to do that. As soon as I was like, we was going through the transaction. I hit the spin. I said, oh, man, what's wrong with you?
Man,
he let out a scream, man. I said, come on, man, it ain't that bad. Man,
my car was finna get ran, bro, for something I ain't really want. I'm like, man, I could have bought some kicks with this mug. I was looking at more dunks. I'm like, man, them Korean dunks still look kind of cold. Might have to get them.
Oh my god, man! You got 2 pair of feet. You got 2 feet, bro. Oh no, you got two. Not 2. Wait, is feet plural or singular? I think it's foot. You got 2 foots. I don't know how it go.
You got a pair of feet, man.
You got a pair of feet. Yeah, you got 1 pair of feet, man. You good. You don't need that many shoes.
I know you ain't talking. You be picking up 3 guns, can only shoot 1 at a time. And me and Josh like, hey, man, what you want us to punch him or you want us to help you out or you want us to go get a gun? I know it's 3 on them, but...
I always pick up a good gun and a sorry one just for y'all. What are you talking about?
Now you didn't switch it up. Before you used to leave us all the time. And then I say this 1,000 times. You'll pick up 3 guns. You would hack the game so you can pick up 3 guns instead of 2.
Cap.
And then only could shoot 1 at a time. And me and Josh got good hands. I'm like, yeah, our hands rated E for everyone. But I mean, they got guns. I don't know how much damage they're gonna do. But we got these 30 damage hands for these cats.
Stop the cap.
What you want us to do, Deontay? You want us to punch him again? All right, bet. Yeah, my bad, bro. He aired me out, man. He
Yeah,
aired me out,
whatever.
dog.
Yeah,
He could have shared
whatever.
that Mozambique with us.
Whatever. Nah.
Man, you think you can share one of those guns? Can
Hey,
we
man,
take turns?
yeah, can we take turns, bro? Man, you can't use that gun sitting on your back, bro. I'm like, man. I know
Uh,
Loba got the buns, but dang, I'm like, man, we ain't trying to put the gun on the buns, bro. Just let us see it.
I always
I'm
share the wealth. I don't care what y'all talking about.
Man, now you do, bro. We had to.
Man.
It just took us to get aired out about 50 times and see us throwing our hands, fighting for our life with our hands, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Picking up all the guns. I'm like, dang, how many body shields you need, bro? You need 3 of them? We only got 1.
Yeah, whatever. I don't do none of that stuff. That's all cap, people. I'm a great sportsmanship. I show great sportsmanship during the games. I always share. That's all that is to it. But I want to thank y'all for listening as always. You can always find it wherever you find your podcast, of course, and you can always find the video version on my YouTube channel at BCD Universe. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys next time. Was that 2 weeks from now? 2 weeks from now, people. Peace.